Hey guys, welcome back. So we're starting off with the eyes today. First going in with some tape, just applying this to the outer corners of my eyes. That way we get a really clean, crisp line when we go in with our eyeshadow and our eyeliner. It just makes it a world easier. I forgot that I hadn't done my brows, so I applied my tape first. Things are a little bit topsy-turvy, but all I'm doing now is just going in and filling my brows in. First going in with my Gimme Brow to give a nice base, and then I'm using my Precisely My Brow pencil in the shade number 2 just to fill everything in and again get a good base down. And then just to add in a few hair-like strokes, I'm going in with the shade number 5. It's quite a lot darker, and I just use this to fake little hairs and just like make them look a little bit more dense. And then to finish everything off, I'm just going back in with the same Gimme Brow in the shade number 1 and just using that to set my brows, and again just like try and make them look a little bit more hairy. You guys know I like intense brows. I know they're not for everyone, but I love them. Then to clean up underneath my brows and prep my eyelids for eyeshadow, I'm using my Tarte Shape Tape as a base in the shade Fair Neutral, and like I said, just applying this to my eyelids and underneath my brows just to really get them clean and crisp, because you guys know I like those Instagram brows. Just applying that with a brush, and then I'm blending it out with my finger to make sure it's seamless. Then taking my Morphe 35O palette, I'm going in with the lightest shade, and I'm just using that to set the eyelids so we have a nice base and nothing is really tacky. None of the eyeshadows will like stick in weird places. And then I'm taking this nice warm medium brown shade and I'm just working that into the crease as our transition shade. So as usual, using my Sigma E40 brush to blend that. Don't forget that you guys can use Kasey Rayton to get 10% off anything from Sigma. I will leave that on the screen and in the description box down below for you guys, along with the list of products. And then you guys see me going in with this more orangey sort of shade. It's really similar to the one we just used, but again, it just pulls a little bit more orange. You guys know I really like to layer my colors just so I have more of like a three-dimensional kind of look. So I'm basically just doing the exact same thing and blending that into the crease. I'm then going in with this orange shade. Don't get confused because my finger was tapping the other one. I forgot to film product shots for this, so if the product shots are a little bit annoying, I'm really sorry. I'll make sure for my next videos that I do actual proper product shots. But basically all we're doing is taking that orange shade from the palette and just starting to create a halo eye. So applying that into the inner and outer corners, and I'm just blending through the crease. Then I'm taking the dark chocolatey brown shade from the bottom of the palette. It's like the darkest shade in the palette, I think. And I'm just placing that on the inner and outer corners again, further just creating the halo eye and just adding a little bit of dimension. This next step is optional. I'm just taking this Blood Milk shade from the Kat Von D Serpentina palette. It's just a really deep red. I just decided that I wanted like a deeper, vampier kind of look to this eye look. But yeah, like I said, you guys don't have to do it. If you just have the 35O, just use the orange shades and kind of deepen it up with the browns. But I just saw the shade and I really wanted to use it. And then I just took the copper shimmery shade from the Morphe 35O palette and I used that as a base on the center of the lid. And then I put a glitter glue down and went in with this glitter from KANDY Cosmetics. I can't remember the name. I think it could be Tutti Frutti, but I could be wrong. So I will leave everything this in the description box for you guys. All the products, all the brushes. So make sure you definitely check that. I forgot to include clips of my lashes and my liner. I don't know what happened to them. I must have just not been filming at the time. But I just used the Russian black lashes from New Balance. You guys can use Kasey Rayton to get 20% off, and the liner is just the Kat Von D tattoo liner as always. But then you guys see me just going in and prepping my base. As usual, I'm using an oil. This is the Essential Oils from MAC, and then to prime my skin, I'm going in with the Cover FX Calming Primer. I've really been loving this lately. It just feels really nice on the skin. So that's basically how I prepped my face for my foundation. Then just to cover up any blemishes like my little pimples down here and my dark circles, I'm just color correcting. So I'm using a green color corrector on my redness, just applying that with a brush and then blending it out with my finger. And then I'm going in and doing the same thing with a orange color corrector underneath my eyes. So the way that I get this to stick underneath my foundation and not slip and slide around is I just go in with a tiny amount of translucent powder and just lightly set over the color corrected areas, and that way when you go in with foundation they're not going to slip and slide and they'll just stay in place and actually do what they're supposed to do. So then for my foundation, I'm using the Tarte foundation stick. I think this is the shade Medium Sand, but it could be medium neutral. I'm not too sure, I can't really tell, and I filmed this video so long ago that I just can't remember, so I'm really sorry guys. But I'm basically just applying that with my beauty blender. I just put it straight onto the skin and then I just go over it and blend everything out. It does look a little bit too dark at first, but I always blend everything out so much that the beauty blender does soak up a lot of the product. And then for concealer, I'm going in with my Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light Medium, and I'm just applying this underneath my eyes and right on those two little pesky pimples that I have that I could just not hide for the life of me. I leave it sitting on the pimples for a little while so it does start to dry, and here you guys can see me just like being so happy about the fact that Tarte Shape Tape is so full coverage. Literally, like, those dark circles are gone. Like, as soon as you color correct and then use Tarte Shape Tape, like, you are not seeing those dark circles. I then use my LA Girl Pro concealers to cream contour. I can't remember the shades that I use, so I will leave them listed down below because I kind of know the names, but I know I'm going to get them wrong if I try and say them. But I basically just applied those straight to my skin and then used a brush to just roughly blend everything out so there wasn't too much product on there. And then I go back in with that same beauty blender I used to blend my foundation and concealer out, and I just clean everything up, make sure it's really diffused, and because it does have a bit of leftover concealer and foundation on there, it's just going to help blend everything out really seamlessly. I then just set underneath my eyes using my Cover FX translucent powder. This is really beautiful. I didn't know how much I love this powder until I was filming this video, and now watching the footage back, it just looks really flawless and like airbrushed on the skin. It's seriously a really nice powder, so if you guys are looking for a new translucent powder to try, I definitely recommend this one. But I'm basically just setting the like oilier kind of areas of my skin as well as underneath my contour just to further like chisel it out. And then I went in with my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer just to set the contoured areas and give myself a bronzer helmet as per usual. I then went in and highlighted with my little OFRA book that I've been obsessed with. I always call it a book, it's a palette, I don't know why I say a book. I used the shade in the top left hand corner. I will leave it listed down below. The palette doesn't have the names on it, which is really annoying, so I have to look it up for you guys, but this highlighter is crazy. OFRA highlighters are like highlighters on crack. They are so nice and they blend out so beautifully. And then I just used my Tarte blush in the shade Sensual. It's just a really nice neutral peachy kind of blush, like a really pretty just everyday sort of color. Just applied that to my cheeks and then I moved back onto the lower lash line. So all I'm doing here, it's really simple but just a beautiful like vampy smoked out lower lash line. I just went in with the orange shade from the 35O palette, applied that with a dense brush and then used a fluffy one to really smoke it out. And then I went in with the Blood Milk from the Kat Von D palette and just decided to add a little bit of that under there as well and just did essentially the same thing. So you guys will see, really easy to achieve, but it just gives like that really effective kind of, I don't know, it's like a really vampy, grungy kind of lower lash line. I'm obsessed with it. I then went in with the Tarte Fake Awake eyeliner, just applying this to the waterline just to make the eyes look really awake. I don't really like having my waterline just look like red and pink. I don't know, it just bothers me. So I'm just applying that. And then I'm trying out the NYX Double Stacked Mascara. So oh my god, I'm like losing my voice. I don't know what is happening. It's like 7:30 at night and I don't know, my voice is just gone. If I sound really terrible in this video, that is fine, I'm just really tired. But basically it's like fibers. So it comes with a mascara and a little fiber mascara. You apply the mascara, then you apply the fibers, and then you do another layer of mascara and you just keep doing it until they build up. It was pretty effective, but it's a little bit gimmicky in my opinion. I think a regular mascara works just fine. But then moving on to the lips, I'm just doing a nude lip. You guys know me, I love a good nude. I just used the NYX Nude Lip Liner and then I'm going in with the Tarte Salty Lip Paint. I love this shade, seriously, such a beautiful lipstick. But that is it for this video, you guys. I'm sorry my voice deteriorated so crazily through this video. Hopefully you guys can bear with me. But I really hope you guys like this look. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and I will see you guys in my next one.